¿Quién quiere noodles?
¡Yo!
¿Quién quiere noodles?
¡Yo! ¡Yo!
¿Quién quiere noodles? What's up, everybody? So the other day I posted a picture of a meal that I made on my Snapchat. Basically it was kind of just like a ramen noodle, ground beef, veggie meal. It actually did look pretty good, to be honest. It was good, actually. Well, we ate it all, so it was pretty good. I didn't have a specific recipe, so everybody was asking for the recipe on my Snapchat, and I didn't really have a specific recipe to share with them. I kind of just made this meal up from scratch. Amia's screaming. I made this recipe or this meal up from scratch, so I didn't really have a specific recipe to share. Again, I think I just said that like 3 times. So I decided I would make a video and have some fun with it. Mia! Woo! ¿Tú también vas a ayudar a tu papi? ¿Quién quiere noodles? Yo! Alright, and so for our veggies, we are going to need some snow peas, okay? We're going to need some baby bella mushrooms. We are going to need our bell peppers. So we have orange, that bag ripped. We have orange bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, or orange bell pepper, yellow, and we also have red. What else are we gonna use? How about, let's throw some green onion in there. We are going to need, we have some kale and some Napa cabbage. All right, I guess that's it for all our veggies. We are also going to need some Hoisin sauce. And we will need some soy sauce. All right, so we're gonna need some brown sugar. All right, so for our seasonings, we are going to need salt. We will need some pepper. We will need, what else? Sesame oil. I don't really think sesame oil is that big of a deal if you don't have sesame oil. The last time I just used, I used sesame oil last time, but I think olive oil or anything else would be perfectly fine. I'm gonna throw in some honey this time. I didn't do honey last time. I'm gonna do honey this time. We'll need some garlic powder. All right, and that's it. So basically we're using ramen noodles. We're making just like a ramen noodle. I'm gonna use shrimp this time. Last time I used ground beef. But that's basically what I'm making, is just like a noodle. I don't really know what to call it, honestly. I was going to use the Maruchan brand, which is kind of like what I grew up eating. And because of the coronavirus, all the shelves are completely empty. There are no ramen noodles. And these were the only ramen noodles that I was able to find. So I don't really know this brand. It's a really like Japanese brand or something, but they work just perfectly fine. They were great. And we have my lovely assistant over here rinsing out the mushrooms. All right, so FYI, I am not a cook. I don't have a whole ton of experience. Miss Will, if you're watching this, I did do 4 years of culinary arts in high school, so I have some experience and some knowledge of how to cook. I haven't cooked in a long time either. Nettie has kind of taken care of that for the last couple years. But for the most part, I like to just wing it and just kind of make things up. I don't really follow recipes. I don't follow measurements or anything like that. So that's kind of how I made this one, and it came out pretty good. Search in your head and picture yourself going around it. Hold it tight to your body. It doesn't look like you're holding it tight to your body. All right, here's some super behind the scenes. I'm trying to teach you how to shoot some B-roll so I can make this video and put like a cinematic sequence for you guys. And I'm gonna play it right now. So that was Nettie's cinematic sequence. Maybe we'll play another one later. But we have all of our veggies. Well, not all of our veggies. We have our bell peppers. So basically, I just used 3 bell peppers, red, orange, and yellow. You don't have to necessarily use those colors. You can use whatever colors you want, pink, blue, whatever you want. We have our bell peppers set. Now we have the rest of our veggies over there. Mushrooms are already cut. I'm not gonna use this one. Kale is somewhat already chopped. I gotta chop the green onion, and then snap peas, you don't have to chop those. 4 of these packets, okay? 4 packets, I'm making a lot. This isn't just like for 2 or 3, this is for a couple days. If you buy the Maruchan brand or whatever brand, these are basically like the instant noodle, ramen noodles meals. So if you buy any of those, usually they come with like the little flavor packet. Again, just keep like, I'm making 4 packets, all right? So I'm not really the greatest with measurements. Just keep like 1 or 2, depending on how much you make, because you will use some. I'm not gonna give you any specific measurements because I don't work off of measurements. It's burning! Okay, one thing that you should know, I'm using a wok. One thing that you should know about the wok is that it heats really, really fast, okay? All right, so here's what it looks like so far. Getting these shrimp all cooked up. Just letting them soak inside of this flavor here. All right, so I threw in some soy sauce, I threw in some hoisin sauce, I threw in the brown sugar. We're not completely done with these, okay, so don't put those away just yet. I might add a little bit more after, once we got all the veggies in here and the noodles. We also have the honey here, which I'm going to use, but I'm not gonna use this until afterwards. So here we go. Napa cabbage, bell peppers, a little bit of kale. We have our snap peas. Okay, I'm just gonna throw this whole bag in there, washed and ready to eat. Like I said, it's good to have this really big wok because it fits all of this food. Obviously, you don't have to cook this much food if you don't have a big enough pan for this, but this is gonna feed us for the next couple of days. All right, so I have all my veggies in here. I got snap peas, got the mushroom, I got all the bell peppers, I got the Napa cabbage, I got the kale, the green onion. Obviously the shrimp is what we're using in this case. You can use any other meat that you want, steak, ground beef. I'm using shrimp in mine. And now we're gonna add in some salt. I don't ever measure anything, as you can tell. I just add as much as you can. With this one, I'm just garlic powder. Garlic is usually pretty strong, so I'm just gonna do like a light blanket over the whole thing, and that should be enough. I'm gonna add in a little bit more brown sugar, and then the little packets that this came with, it's a spicy flavor. So depending on how much spice you like, I'm not gonna add too much because I'm gonna feed this to Nico and Amia as well, which they don't really like spice. So with this one, I'm just gonna do a light blanket over. Here's a little quick tip with the noodles. If you can, try to like maybe undercook just a little bit, because we're still gonna throw the noodles into the pan afterwards, and so they're still gonna kind of cook and with like the moisture in the wok. If you overcook the noodles, then when you throw them in the wok later, they're gonna get like really just really mushy, and you don't want that. I'm gonna throw these in there, and I hope that it soaks up some of this juice and adds some flavor to the noodles themselves. So.
Mommy, excuse me.
All right, so a couple reasons why you may want to make this meal. It's one, it's really fast. You could probably make this meal in under like 20 minutes. You don't have to make that much, obviously. And another reason why is that it makes very little dishes. So I used the pot to do the noodles, to strain the noodles. We used this one for the mushrooms to rinse the mushrooms. We used the cutting board, we used the knife, and we used the wok to cook the meal. So, one, it's really easy, not a whole lot of dishes, and it tastes really good. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first taster up and ready to go. Let's go, let's go. She's finding the perfect fork. Okay, let's do this. Well, it's gonna be really hot, you know. You wanna probably put this in a plate, on a plate.
What if you would add lemon?
Oh, we're not gonna add lemon to this. Here, just use this. What does it need? Oh, what is the final score?
Damn it, Angel, it's too spicy for the kids.
No, it's not. It's not spicy, dude. See, mira su face.
It's good, but it is spicy.
All right, so usually with things like this in my cooking madness methods, I don't always nail it on the first try. Sometimes I have to add more flavor. I have to do more stuff. But not in this case. All right, so moral of the story, Amia, get yourself a man that can cook, and I'll catch you guys later.